First, we want to show you another installment in our C-SPAN StudentCam series. As you know, it's a video competition for middle and high school students, and throughout the last couple of weeks, we've been showing you some clips. Today, we want to show you another short clip from one of our third-place winners, and then an interview to follow after that.
Climate change is happening. We figured this out decades ago. Our objective right now isn't to convince you that it is happening, but it is to emphasize how many people in the world don't believe in climate change and don't see its catastrophic consequences. Whether it's because of the way one was raised, or because of their political preference, or because of blatant ignorance, what is most important is making these people into believers, movers, and shakers of a clean, green revolution. We want to tell you, President, something you probably haven't heard before. In the short term, we need to keep in mind that our planet is in peril, but in the long term, it's the human species that is at stake. The Earth will do all it can to restore itself, and this may mean chucking out humans in the process. President Barack Obama, we know you've heard many cries to halt global climate change to save the planet. Now, we are also calling to save the human race.
Joining us today is Buhr, a third prize winner from Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Good morning, Caitlin.
Hi, how are you?
Tell us how much you care about the environment.
Well, my partner Mariah and I decided, you could see at the beginning, to kind of display things that we care about less than the environment, but really there are many more things. I guess we've always been very involved in social issues, and so the environment has been a huge part of our lives. I care about it so much that I live based on kind of my morals with the environment. The way I see it is that this earth is our only home, so that kind of guides me through my life, so very, very much.
Why is climate change the most urgent issue for President Obama to address?
Well, there are so many issues, and I am not one to deny that. I can see it. He's got a lot on his plate, and this is so true. But the way we see it is that the consequences of the human-caused climate change seem to be something that hinders so many other parts of people's lives. We feel like when we don't take care of the source of all of the things we have, we can't take care of those other things. So basically we feel like when climate change is affecting us, is affecting people on the coast and affecting people who are overcome with certain things like natural disasters, they can't concentrate on anything else. When consequences of the climate change that's caused by humans overcome people's lives, that's when we need to think about this first. So we feel like since the earth is what gives us so many things that we have, it should be addressed first.
How did you and your partner research this topic?
Well, we actually had it as a project in our American Political Systems class. Our great teacher, Mrs. Malio, she had us we could choose between making a documentary or a PowerPoint, and we could choose between sending in the documentary or not, and we decided to, but we also had to write a paper for it. And we both, last year I took our advanced placement in environmental science, and this year Mariah's taking it. We both had a lot of knowledge with global climate change because we studied it a lot kind of at our leisure because we're both interested in it. And so we used a lot of the notes we have from that for our paper. And then we also got very involved with talking with people. As you can see, we talked, there was a climate change summit in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, which is like right in the middle of Wisconsin. And we talked with our lieutenant governor there. And so basically talking to a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge on the subject, and looking through notes that we have from textbooks related to climate change. And also we looked at certain websites that might have more of the science of it and what the United States has done and what it wants to do regarding climate change.
What's the most surprising fact that you learned during your research for this documentary?
Well, I think both Mariah and I would definitely say that when we figured out how many miles just our class, our senior class, drove every day all together, 637, it was very surprising because we found out that the distance between the northernmost point and the southernmost point of Wisconsin is about 620 miles. So we figured out that our class as a whole drives more than that distance every day just to and from school. It was just kind of surprising, I mean, to the people we talked to also, because although we do have a lot of students in our grade who live in the country and need to drive more than the people who live close add up to that figure. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, too, very much.
You can watch Caitlin Buhr's video and the other StudentCam 2009 winning videos at www.studentcam.com.